Some people choose different paths in life. They choose to do things with themselves and teach others their craft at the same time. I'm standing here with Carl Passer outside a small cabin near Browning, Montana. A cabin he built with his own hands with the help of his newest apprentice, Dale Blake. Carl, tell me about your apprentice program. Well, I mean, it's not a program so much as something I just do. I worry about kids these days. They spend all their time with video games on cell phones and in front of the TV. I can't identify with that at all. I've always loved making things, being outdoors and learning stuff. I think today's kids would love to learn to make things too, but they don't have anyone to show them how. So I started teaching a few teenagers some skills, the stuff I know. I make cabins, so I teach them basic carpentry to help me make my cabins. Do you have a lot of kids in your program?
Not really just a few, but the ones I have really like it. They always start out wondering if it will be fun, but the first time I tell them to cut a piece of wood that will actually be used to make someone's home, and they do it well, and it is used. They feel a real sense of accomplishment, and they want to learn more. So none of these kids have had any experience with crafts? Oh, heck no. I mean, I was a complete amateur when I started too. I didn't know what I was doing, but I read a few books and practiced making things for a few years, and suddenly I had learned most of what I needed to and was ready to go. It's the same with this kid. They don't think it's going to be interesting till they get started, and next thing you know, they are dreaming of building their own cabins to live in. Have any of your apprentices gone out and built a cabin by themselves?
One has. So far, he helped me build two cabins and then started trying to design his own. He didn't want to clean work and do the same thing he already done twice. So he sat down and planned something just for him. I have him build it and we got it done in just under a year. It's just a unique place that he built. And he learned hanging out there because no one has anything like this. He can point to it and say, I made that. Since then, has got a few orders for carving. He has started his own business. I love that. How do you decide the carving you build? And what input do your apprentice have in the process?
Mostly, I just listen to the client. I try really hard to understand the person's lifestyle. You know, no one lives the same way, so I try to incorporate a person's attitude toward life into my cabins. I regard my work as an extension of that person, and I'm trying to teach this kid to do the same thing. Listen, really listen. Don't build your dream, build their dream. Tell me about this cabin here. Dave and I built this for a professional potter. She makes vases and bowls and plates. Her work is incredible, but she needed lots of light. So I make sure there were incredible windows and that the house was situated on a beautiful piece of land. Dave did all the work on the windows. Nice, isn't it? And after moving in and doing her ceramic work here, her work has appeared in a fantastic gallery in New York. So maybe we had a small hand in helping her improve in her craft. Do you pay your apprentices?
Yeah, I pay them a percentage of the total I receive for the cabin. And business is good because of it. People like the idea of the product that support education of teenagers. I set up a website for my cabin, and with just a little bit of marketing, I got more clients that I can handle. Some of them are overseas, and I recently got a request for cabin in Japan. Can you imagine that? I've never been outside of the United States, Are you going to expand your operation to keep up with others? I'm not sure. I can only teach so many kids at one time, and I build cabins because I love working with my hands. I really enjoy the process and I don't want to turn it into some kind of industry. I know what I'm about. I'll do it out of love, both love for building cabins and love of these kids. So I'm gonna keep my operations small for time being. I'll listen till I find someone to help me, someone who interested in both cabins and kids. Till then, I keep it small and simple, and that's good enough.